Okay, so hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Uh, Welcome back to JSM Effects for another edition of the reviews, focus, and also analysis for forex trading, and also looking into next week. We are now going into the next week or the last week of June, and things are not been bad, but I won't want to waste much of your time on catching up. So let's just dive in to the business. Start off with the Euro USD. Uh, you can see from the weekly, starting off from the weekly, excuse me, we have been ranging around here for a very long time. Okay, and then price went down to only mitigate and also take liquidity off of this demand, and then shot up. Don't mind the purple order blocks or point of interest. Those are just my daily markup areas of interest. So yes, so came down, took out the liquidity, the low of this demand, and then shot to the upside. Now, generally, I feel for me, I'm anticipating for price to come at least to this um, supply before looking for any changes or maybe any other reversals that maybe will be signaling to us that they want to continue going down, or rather start reversing to go down. Think we'll jump onto the daily. So the daily, just like we saw, we have been going through a series of an uptrend. So we have this high being broken, which price now came to that high and then came to that low to mitigate this demand and then went to the upside. So what price is doing right now after breaking and closing above this high, we can see that possibly we could be reversing to come and mitigate this demand right here before continuing to the upside. I'll also keep in mind that we had a little pullback here. Let me try and see if we can, okay, let me try and see if we can draw that through. My PC is acting up a little bit. Okay, so we had this high being formed, then inside this candle there was a pullback, and then this candle also hits another pullback. Then price went lower to break this low. Okay, this was the last low that we talked about when I was just trying to draw through, as you can see. So right now price has pulled back to this demand, okay, so this supply, which was a pullback, okay, after that low. At this low, the price made that pullback and then closed below, and then right now it has gone up to mitigate this demand. So this supply. So from this supply, we could be seeing some few reaction maybe to the downside just to mitigate further down or deeper to this demand, because as you can see from here, we didn't actually touch it. I'll show you in a minute. Then from there, maybe I'll anticipate for price to continue to go to the upside. So just to clarify on that, I think yes, it didn't meet or mitigate that level of demand. So maybe I'll be expecting for price to come down to that point. Also, I'll mark this supply so that I don't forget that we had that section there that needs to be looked at coming in next week. Yeah, so 4 hour, we can see very well that price did break out. Okay, also in the 4 hour, price did break out, as you can see, broke out from that high and then created a new high, which that high pulled back a bit deeper to create some few higher lows, or rather few downward what do you call it, pullback. Okay, so right now, yes, if we draw our Fibonacci, we can maybe expect for 50% to be around here, where maybe, yeah, we can expect price to come to down there, but I kind of doubt about that. So for me, I'll just expect price to come down here. And remember also for this arrow, just like the daily, and we drew this purple supply, I'm expecting price to at least touch there and then see if we can have any confluences that will help us see that we are going to the downside to mitigate this demand, which was actually is now actually the 4 hour and also the daily demand. Okay, so yes, so we pulled back like that and then came down, came up, came down again, and then this inside bar was a pullback. So this next candle took the previous highs and also I think this high, and then went down again to create this change of character and a few pullbacks to the supply, and then short to the downside. Then uh, to price pulled back to that supply, but really didn't touch it, but it continued to go down like that. Okay, then as you can see now, price is going back up, and for me I feel they're just going back up so that they can mitigate the supply. So that is what I'm expecting, at least when price reaches there. I'll be looking for any confluences that are around there, then we continue to the downside. So yeah, I think that's my view on the 4 hour of the Euro USD. uh, Before that happens, if you look at 15 minutes, I don't want to talk much about this one, but maybe I'll talk about one trade that I actually didn't yeah, I think, yeah, I didn't take this one, but yes. So now from one example, as you can see, this blue breakout structure is my 4 hour. So price went up, came down, shot up again, and then caused the eyeballs and also change of character, then pull back to the extreme where it sold off now to those few um, demand areas that you see, and then came down like that. So after that, eyeballs was broken again, then we came down to respect this flip demand, and then we went to the upside. Okay, so as we were going to the upside, I already marked this supply where I was expecting price to come in. I was expecting price, excuse me, I was expecting price to come and touch, and then yeah, after mitigating it, we got to the downside. So that actually happened, but unfortunately I didn't take this trade because there was no enough confluences for me. Although I would have placed a sell stop here so that price could tag and continue with it to the downside, I was still kind of skeptical, and I think I had some few other trades on other pairs, so I let that slide. So yes, so price now went again to the bottom. This one here was just to create liquidity, as you can see, because price danced around this 4 hour supply before it continued to the downside. So the dancing around here was just a range and creating liquidity the sell side before coming and take them out, just to mitigate this supply demand that was left after this change of character. Remember, after this change of character, price came in to mitigate this demand, okay, the flip that I told you about. But as you can see, price was actually inducing people to buy, and then was inducing more people again to buy, and then came and took them out. So it took these ones and these ones out. So again, price pullback to this supply flip, yes, and then came down like that, and then range a little bit here, then took liquidity right there, and then also caused a change of character. A little bit of return was seen around here. Let me try and see if we can zoom in. Yeah, so after the change of character, we had the pullback here, and then we price short to the upside. So this pullback right here was just to mitigate some few demands there. Then we went up, caused another change of character here, and then a few uh, mitigation to the upside. Then we went down again to the demand. So as you can see now, price range around here came back to mitigate the supply, and then they were ready again to build more liquidity, and then came and took them out. So also for here, I had a trade, lining up, but still no enough confluences were met. So I just let also that one slide, but not next time, coming in next week. I think I'll be more careful and also cognizant of those moves. If they do happen, I just have to take them and also accept the risk. If there will be a loss, then it will be a good way to die in honor. To lose in honor, sorry. So this is one conference that I was expecting right here, but that didn't happen. And as you can see, all the way now to Friday. I wasn't around, but if we check very closely, let's try and see if we can analyze this. We see that we have this low, okay, and then this low being taken, taking out this liquidity, and then price reverse to the upside like that. So remember, this was a 4-hour demand that we're expecting price to come to, which actually didn't touch because of this reversal. So price came down, broke to the upside, then started a new uptrend. So high, 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 low, then high, high, then broke to the downside, okay, and then again broke to the upside. So for me, we are now in that phase of an uptrend, and I'm expecting that price gonna come and mitigate this demand before looking for, reasons or enough reasons to actually buy to that 4-hour supply that we just weren't expecting price to come to before maybe coming down and this taking out all this liquidity that was built around here, and then come and mitigate that 4-hour demand that is down here. So if you also check very closely that this uptrend also has this kind of trend line, if I'm not wrong. It's not actually perfect, and I don't like drawing on it, but what I can say is all that is liquidity. Okay, so be very careful if you're buying. Make sure you have enough room to take you have enough room to what do you call it? You have enough room to get your exits in the right place. Especially for me, I normally play at 3R. So let's say if I'm expecting to take a trade from here, then my stop loss will be there, okay, just below this demand. Then I'll look for 3R, which yes, up to there, as you can see, very perfect. Yeah, so I think that for me will be a very worthy risk to take, and yeah, look to aim on those sides of supply. So I'm not a financial advisor. Please be very careful as you're taking these trades. They are not always they're not always accurate. So if you lose on any trade that maybe I can tell off of my mind of what I'm thinking, then that will only mean that that is just my suggestion. So if you take it and lose it, please, I'll not be liable for any kind of loss that you'll be undergoing. Okay. So that will just be all for now on Euro USD. For 15-minute range. We are playing between that high and this low because we broke that high from here. So this whole structure inside the 15-minute is just a range, and I love this. I love these kind of structures where it's huge and then so many drama is happening inside that structure of high and the low. So yeah, that will be all for Euro USD. Let's now jump to GBP USD. Great British Pound and the US dollar. So I think same thing with Euro USD. We're also buying from that from this mitigation, but not really quite a mitigation, because in this demand we can see the price violated that demand, so that means that they were taking out liquidity. So let me draw that through for you to see before we get to the market structure, so that we don't forget about this one. Okay, like that. Okay, so as you can see now, we had a higher high and then higher low. Price broke to the upside and then came down, but just to take out some of the liquidity here. Okay, and right now I feel they're just pulling back up to mitigate this kind of supply, and before possibly going to the downside and mitigate some other areas that they could come to mitigate, because this light green demand, that's the weekly. So maybe that could be another reason to come and come and take them out after building all the liquidity from here. But also, if I find any demand around here, okay, I'll still want to buy, because as you can see, we are still in an uptrend. This candle has not broken this low with a candle close below, so I'll let that one play out and wait to see what will happen from there. So that's the daily on GBP USD. Let's now jump to 4-hour. 4 hour also, yes, we have the break to the downside. So yes, we could be having some few areas to look at, and also be keen on, just to see if maybe we want to mitigate more of those demand that we just saw on the daily. So for one, this has not been mitigated, so I'll keep an eye on that. For now, what I'm seeing is we have this change of character here, okay? Because if you check very well, we have this high and this low, so price will be playing around or in between that high and the low, that range. So after this change of character, we can see that price did actually pull back to this demand right here. So let me draw that through. Yeah, okay, so it mitigated it with this candle, okay, this bullish candle, and then it went to the upside. So this, where now price has come to right there on this demand, is just a flip, okay? It's a flip of this supply that we see here, okay? So what happened is price came up, it came down, pulled back a little bit, then came down to, take out that liquidity, the liquidity areas, and then shot up to cause a change of character. Then it came down again, and then shot to the upside to cause another eyeballs, or rather um, internal break of structure. So right now price has come to this flip, okay, and I'm expecting for it to react from here, and then maybe see if we can buy or have a little bit of moves to the upside from here. So even with this demand, we can possibly, they could still hold, that is the BFIs or big financial institutions. They can hold on to this one and also continue to buy up to those highs, maybe to target them, but we are really not sure about that. So let's just keep in mind that this demand could hold and also push price to the upside. 15, this is the 1 hour. Let's just go the 15-minute real quick and see how it's actually behaving. So I won't want to explain so much that happened in between Thursday and Friday, but if you check very well, we are reacting, or we are coming down to this. We are coming down to this demand, and possibly we could see some reaction maybe from there. Right now we've only touched that 4 hour demand, so maybe price could come and push lower to this demand, and we will wait to see what reaction can come from there. For now, let's just mark the structure. Let's just start off with the structure. I remember when I spoke about the sell trade on Euro USD, that's the same thing that happened here. I also hesitated on this one because I think I was still holding on to a trade on a USD CHF, which I'll explain in a few minutes. So yeah, so I let this one slide also because there was no enough confluences, although we had a change of character and then we had the return right there. So yeah, next time I just have to build my courage and yeah, take the trade no matter the outcome. So structure on the 15-minute of GBP USD, we have this low, and then we are going to draw onto this high. As you can see, they're building so many highs, okay, with those few weeks. So for those that trade the fair value gap, I think this was your advantage to take that sell, because as you can see, price was tested on those, is it resistance or is it resistance and I don't know, something level, resistance and yeah, something level. So yes, so price sold off and then came down to this low, which was actually the one that was used to come and push price to the upside. So right now I feel this high is the one that came in very deep, so that will be my high for the 15-minute. So I'll mark that on like that, and then leave it to play out coming in next week. So that's just to remind me that we are playing inside that range of the high and the low. So in terms of supply and demand, we can see that we had, first and foremost, we had a change of character. around here. Okay, so I change that 15-minute chalk, and then we have this demand, okay, that was not mitigated. So I'll keep a very close look into that coming in next week. Also, we have this demand that we're expecting price to come to coming in next week also, and some few areas just to help us understand where price reacted from. So we have this supply, okay, and then we have this demand as we go up before getting to the supply. Then we have this demand mitigating some few areas and creating some few relative lows. So I feel all this to me is just liquidity. Let me try and see if we can, yeah, okay. So all this was just liquidity to, build, and then maybe price could be ready to come and take them out coming in next week. So we can't be sure of that, but this one I'll just label it as LQLTF like that, and I expect for price to come and take them out coming in on the month of June, from 30th to July or 4th, July 4th of July. I think that will be US holiday, the 4th of July. That is on Friday. So yeah, I don't think we'll have an FP on that day. I don't know. I've not checked my calendar, but I think that's what we need to be very wary about. So we have this demand, okay, and then we have this next demand that build a couple of lows, okay, that built actually this low where it came and mitigated, and then we have a few areas here of demand that were touched, but I won't want to draw to that because it was not that important. The one that was important was here, which was violated later, and if we can also extend that to that point, just to show that it was also building liquidity for the sake of just coming and mitigate these areas of demand on the 4 hour. So I think that will be all for GBP USD. If we look at the broader picture, we have this supply that was mitigated just on Friday, if I'm not wrong, and I'll be expecting at least for the way price has reacted right there, and right now it has changed, price has changed the direction to the upside, then I'll be expecting at least this high to be weak, and the price will come and take them out. So that just will be all for for GBP USD, and I'll be expecting for maybe to get some few reaction from here and then continue to the upside. So let's jump to USD CHF before we close with the yens, which I won't have much to say because I don't have any trades there. So we just look at the yens on the daily and the 4 hour so that we get a perspective. But let's go to the USD CHF first. So USD CHF, a very interesting pair. Starting off from the weekly, we always, or rather severally, talked about the downfall, and as you can see, we are still actually looking to aim for that low that is into this demand. So that is what I'm expecting for me from this one, because if you check very closely, we had a change of character here from this low that was formed, and then it came and broke to the upside. Okay, after breaking to the upside, came and mitigated, okay, came and mitigated this demand, and then went to the upside. So this upward move came and mitigated these exchanging wicks, okay, the buy to sell wicks, okay, and then it came again and caused another change of character. So inside that change of character, price pulled lower and lower, and then right now price looks like it wants to mitigate some few areas of supply before maybe continuing to the downside. Okay, so that is where I'm looking to expect price to go to on this pair. So I think on the daily, things are also getting a little bit clearer now, because after this move that happened last week, this week. Actually, this move that happened last week and then closed down with this low. This week, as you can see, price just moved very swiftly to the upside to mitigate some few areas of uh, supply, and then maybe that would be the reason where, or the level where we'll be expecting price to react from and then continue to the downside. For now, I'll only want to see price, as much as it has pulled up, I'll want to see price coming into this demand deeper. Okay, this inside bar, I would anticipate for it to at least come to that demand before maybe looking for any other suggestions, and also maybe change my bias and look for any bias. But I'll not look for any bias right now unless they take out this high, which will, for me, which will obviously cause that change of character. And also we have this week that has not been mitigated, so possibly this whole upward move can be just to come to mitigate that supply and then continue to the downside. Why? Because they would have built more liquidity around those areas. So that's the daily. Let's go to 4 hour. 4 hour, 4 hour, 4 hour. Zoom in. So 4 hour also a little bit clear. We had from what we've just seen. Okay, this was the last week's move, which actually took or pushed price to the lower side, breaking this structure actually on the 4 hour. So as you can see, price actually went up like that and then came down. So right here is where we now had a change of character, or bullish change of character to the upside. Closed with actually it was, this one was the first one, then came and mitigated that demand and then pushed price higher to close above that change of character, that high, and then came and mitigated this demand, which actually pushed price to the higher side. So yeah, I took advantage of this move to the upside, and also some few advantages here, which we'll see in the 15 minutes. But for now, what you're seeing is we have this downward move, which has caused this change of character and a little bit of some mitigation to this supply. Price actually pulled down again, okay, to break this low, but not with a candle close. So for me, yes, I would expect for price to continue lower, but I think I'll wait. I'll wait for at least this kind of move to happen, like the way I'm showing with my arrow, and also some few candles to break all these lows and close below those lows. I think from there, if that does happen, then I'll be looking to wait for any pullback to either this supply, and then now play my sales and also possibly swing to the downside. So yeah, I think that is my anticipation coming in on a USD coming in next week. Yeah, so right now we can't do anything unless this, for me, I can't do anything unless this green line will be broken, and then that's when I'll look for my sell opportunities. 15 minutes now, just to explain also some few trades. I took some advantage from this point. I think this was on Wednesday. No, on Tuesday. I had this trade on, but it didn't happen. So I let price, take me out, and then went to the downside. So when it came down like that, I noticed that it came down to this brown POI, which is the 4 hour demand, and then I took in my buy stop here, which actually tagged me, and then we played around a little bit, like right there we mitigated that demand, and then we shot up. So when we shot up, I took my trade to break even. I moved my stop loss to break even, and then came down again. As you can see, price came and mitigated that demand and then went to the upside. So my 3 arrows here, okay, my 3 arrows here. But when price came in yeah, when price came in like that to here, there was news that was about to happen. So for me, I'm in the prop challenges. I actually pulled out of this one because I didn't actually trust my trade to, not get to my break-even line, or rather my break-even level. So yeah, I pulled out, and then I let price just play out on its own. And also I just said that Friday I wasn't around, so I just let go of that, and I closed this trade with partials and also an early exit around here. But as you can see, the news, I think it was the FOMC, if I'm not wrong. The FOMC short price to the downside like that and then went up. So if I had held on, then that would be a comfortable 3.1 R to this for supply. But yeah, it is what it is. So price went up, uh, breaking more of structures, the highs, and then came down like that very violently. Okay, so for all this time I wasn't around. I came in the evening on Friday to just check on where price is, but I didn't trade. So up to there we can see that price range and then mitigated this supply, but also took out this high. Okay, I just placed my arrow right there, but if I get to remove it, you'll see. So there is where price, this high was taken out and then short, or rather push price to the downside. So we have a low here that has been taken out. Sorry, a low that was formed and also took out this high, so causing the change of character. And I noticed that if I was around on Friday, this was at 7. So at 7, this would have been a very good trade. I think it didn't have enough room to here to this supply, but 2R was possible here. If you had taken any trade around there, would have been possible. So as you can see, price came up and respecting formed higher highs, or rather an uptrend, and respecting most of the demands like that, and then came down like that, and then also right there. So right now it has respected here and then respected the supply, which actually I think there was a change of character around here. Okay, and maybe this one would have been the reason to push price to the lower side, but that wasn't the case. So for me, it didn't play out in my plan, so I didn't want to get involved in it, as you can see. And I was right, because if I had taken a sell from here, then I would have been taken out with my stop loss, because even though at this level it had not breached this high, I think spread would have just taken me out, depending on the broker that you have. So I'm not sure of the next move coming in from the lower time frames, but I think if you watch the video again on the day, weekly, daily, and the 4 hour, you can get to understand my perspective on where I'm expecting price to go to. So for me, that will just be all for USD for now. We'll have to wait next week to see what will happen. So let's just close the yens and then call it. Starting off with a pound yen. For me, this uptrend is not really bad, but it's really messy. It's really, really messy for me. It's really, really messy, because you can't tell me that we had this high and then price danced around here, respecting some few demands like there, but not breaking to the upside, and then like that, respecting those demands, but really not going anywhere. So two things: either it mitigates this supply and then comes and take all those lows right here, you take them out, before continuing up, or it just continues up from where it is right now. Okay, so it's kind of messy for me, and I don't want to involve myself that much in this pair. What I can only say is, after respecting that demand, you can see that we have this demand here that was left out. So maybe we can come and mitigate there before continuing to the upside. You never know what can happen. So for the yens, I think that's just the perspective I have of it. 4 hour also, as you can see, price has not broken this high, but did a very good deeper pullback. So maybe this one can push price to the lower side, because we have this demand that has not been taken out, sorry, has not been mitigated. So maybe price could want to, come to that area of point of interest, and yeah, see if we can mitigate some few areas there of demand before going to the upside. And also I have this demand which mitigated this demand, so maybe we can see some few reaction also from that point. Let me change this color. Okay, so there is where maybe I can expect price to come to before continuing to the upside. So I'm really not sure about this pair. So that is just all I can say. Coming in 15 minutes, uh, it's still so unstable for me, so very precarious. So, and also causing so much of difficulty in wanting to know the kind of market structure that it's holding right now. So maybe if you're in my group, the Telegram group, you can join me, and if you have any different suggestions, you can help us come and show us the areas of which we can look at in this pair. So that will just be all for GBP JPY. Let us close with Euro JPY, and yeah, call this put this to a close. So last but not least, Euro JPY. As you can see, they are going in tandem. So yes, we've left a very, very huge SSL here, sell side liquidity, which price would be could be looking to come and take them out. But for me, I think I'll just fold my hands till price gets to here, but I know that will take a long time. So if I say I'm going to be aggressive, then I'll be looking for price to come and mitigate this area of demand, and maybe look to see if we can push price to the higher side from that point. Because if you check very closely, we have these exchanging wicks coming down to pull back to that level, but I'm really not sure. Really not sure of what will happen coming in there next week. So let me just leave it at that with that demand, and then expecting for maybe some reaction from there before we continue to the upside, maybe to mitigate that area of supply. For our we have broken to the upside. As you can see, we've broken to the upside right there, so maybe we're expecting more of uptrend to the upside. And also we have this low, low that actually looks to protect price coming in next week. So I'm really not sure of the direction this thing wants to go, but what I can only say is yes, we had a flip here, so maybe price could be coming to this level coming in next week, possibly. So let me change that to 4 hour real quick. And also we have this demand here, POI, that maybe price, if it chooses to come down, then it would possibly come and mitigate those areas of demand. So nothing much. I think I've closed this week with 1.73%. That is in total so far. So I'm really thanking God for the journey, and I hope and I pray also, I have faith that I'm going to pass this challenge and also get to the final stage. So for now, I don't want to speak much about this. I just want to wish you guys a nice weekend, and also, yeah, take care, and God bless you. See you on the next time or next week of the analysis. Peace.